Max Fletcher was just an ordinary 13-year-old boy, living in the sleepy town of Elmwood. He liked comics, hated math, and spent most of his free time tinkering with old gadgets. But everything changed the day he received the strange gift. It was his birthday, and the sky was overcast, as if the universe itself was hinting at something unusual. Max had been expecting the usual, a card from his grandma, maybe a new video game if he was lucky. But when the mailman handed him a small, cube-shaped package wrapped in a metallic sheen, he couldn't hide his surprise. There was no return address. Curiosity piqued, Max tore open the wrapping. Inside was a strange, translucent dice, each of its 6 faces inscribed with glowing, alien symbols. The moment he touched it, a surge of warmth ran up his arm, and a voice, smooth yet unearthly, echoed in his mind. "Max Fletcher, you have been chosen." Max dropped the dice, startled. It clattered on the floor, glowing brighter with every bounce, before settling on one of its symbols. Instantly, his room filled with a blinding light. When the light faded, Max found himself standing in a vast, surreal landscape. The sky was a swirl of purple and gold, and the ground shimmered like liquid glass. Giant floating rocks orbited in slow motion, casting long shadows across the endless horizon. "What is this place?" Max whispered. A voice answered, not in his head this time, but from behind him. He turned to see a tall, shimmering figure with glowing eyes. It was humanoid but otherworldly, its body composed of shifting, silver energy. "Welcome to the Nexus," the figure said. "The dice you hold is the quantum key, an artifact of immense power. It connects all realities. By rolling it, you do not simply move. It chooses your destiny." Max blinked. "Wait, what? I didn't choose anything. I was just messing around." The figure's gaze softened. "Nevertheless, the dice has chosen you. With it comes great responsibility and danger." Before Max could respond, a deafening roar shattered the calm. The ground trembled, and from the horizon, a monstrous shadow emerged. It was a towering beast with shifting forms, its body a mass of tentacles and glowing eyes. "The corruptor has come," the figure said grimly. "It seeks the dice to rewrite all existence in its image. You must escape. Roll the dice again." Max hesitated, the weight of the dice in his palm suddenly feeling immense. But the beast was closing in, its tentacles tearing through the landscape. Heart-pounding, Max rolled the dice. It spun in midair, glowing brighter and brighter, until the world around him dissolved. Max found himself in a bustling alien city, its sky filled with flying ships and towering spires. The air buzzed with energy, and creatures of every shape and size moved around him. "Whoa," Max muttered. "This is insane." But his awe was short-lived. A group of armored figures approached, their helmets sleek and faceless. Their leader pointed a glowing staff at Max. "Hand over the quantum key," the leader barked. "You are unworthy of its power." Max backed away. "Look, I don't even want this thing. It just showed up." The leader didn't listen. His soldiers moved in, but before they could reach him, the dice in Max's pocket began to hum. Desperate, he rolled it again. This time, Max landed in a tranquil forest where giant trees stretched to the sky, their branches forming a canopy of bioluminescent leaves. He barely had time to catch his breath before the shimmering figure from before reappeared. "Max, you must learn to control the dice," it said. "Each roll creates ripples across the multiverse. Use it recklessly, and you could destroy everything." "Why me?" Max demanded. "I didn't ask for this. I just want to go home." The figure looked at him solemnly. "The dice chooses not just anyone, but someone who has the courage to wield it. You may not see it now, but you are capable of protecting the balance of reality. Trust yourself. Max didn't feel capable. He felt like a scared kid in way over his head. But as he stared at the dice in his hand, he realized he didn't have a choice. If he didn't act, the corruptor, or something worse, would destroy everything. Over the weeks that followed, Max traveled through countless dimensions. He visited worlds of endless oceans, cities floating in the clouds, and realms where time flowed backward. Each roll of the dice brought new challenges and new dangers. But with each adventure, Max grew braver and smarter. He began to understand the dice, its symbols, and the subtle ways it responded to his intent. One day, after a particularly harrowing battle with a group of time bandits, Max found himself back in the Nexus. The shimmering figure appeared once more, a faint smile on its otherworldly face. "You've done well, Max," it said, "but your journey is far from over. The corruptor is still out there, and it will stop at nothing to claim the dice. Are you ready to face it?" Max clenched his fist around the dice. He was scared, but he also knew he couldn't run from this responsibility. He'd been chosen for a reason. "I'm ready," he said. The figure nodded, then let the game continue. As the dice pulsed in his hand, Max rolled it once more, stepping boldly into the unknown. And so, Max Fletcher's story continued. An ordinary boy wielding an extraordinary power, shaping the fate of the multiverse with every roll.